and that good credit can be leveraged to build passive and generational income. So in this video, I want to talk about how to pay your credit cards in order to increase your credit score to put you in a better position to look financially sexy, as we like to call it, and also how to build a good banking history. So after payment history, we all know that utilization makes up the second biggest factor of our credit scores, right? So with that, we need to learn how to optimize our credit score by the way we make our credit card and lines of credit payments, okay? So we already know that your income minus your expenses makes up your monthly cash flow, how much money you have left over after your bills, right? So in order to optimize our credit scores in our credit reports, we need to know two major factors that most people don't even pay attention to. I mean, most people know their due date when their payment has to be due in order, to make their payment on time. Second one is your statement date. That's the date that the the lenders report to the credit bureaus, right? So in this situation, we want to look at a person's credit and their line of credit. This is a credit card or a line of credit, either one, anything that's revolving in this situation. So they have a credit card with a limit of $3,000 and they have a balance of $1,500 and they have a minimum payment of $75, right? Most people would make that payment of $75, making a payment, not a payoff. That's their mindset, right? But in our group, what we're teaching you is how to utilize your money wisely in order to pay your debts off faster and also increase your credit score at the same time. So in this situation, we have a student that has a cash flow of $700, right? So we know that we got to keep our utilization under 30%. So 30% of $3,000 is going to be $900, right? So instead of making the minimum payment of $75, let's change our mindsets, right? Let's go ahead and make the make the payment of our cash flow to $700, right? So by not putting the $700 on that $1,500 balance, it'll knock our balance all the way down, right? So most people would think, well, I don't want to lose my payment. I got to keep my cash. But we already learned that cash is not king. Credit is king. Not only that, that's a revolving account. You're able to utilize that money again, right? So it's basically, I put an 8 here because 8 is an infinite number, meaning you can go out and in, out and in. So once you make that $700 payment, your credit card balance, you make that on the due date. On the statement date, it's reporting that $700 drop, right? So with them reporting $700 again, you didn't lose the $700. All you did was change the playing vehicle. All you did was change the way that you utilize your money. That's why we said earlier videos in the other classes that cash is not king. We do not keep cash on us. We do not use our debit cards, because if you use a debit card or use a cash, when it comes to making your payments and that monthly cash flow starts creeping down by the little bit of times that you use that cash. It starts creeping down, and then next thing you know, you have no cash flow. Most people come to our group, they don't even know what our cash flow numbers is. What their cash flow numbers is, because their spending is all over the place. But if you're doing it the way that we're teaching you to do it, everything goes on that credit card, right? And then once your monthly payment comes in or your bi-weekly payment comes in and you have net cash flow, you drop that back to your line of credit. That drops the balance down, and also it builds your credit when it reports by the statement dates. So I hope that makes sense to you all. And if you have any questions, you can please reach out to one of your coaches and we can get further explanation. But again, it's very important to know your due date and your statement date, and also how to pay off your limits or your balances with your net cash flow.